Well, I'm going to continue on what I was doing the other day, which was titillating me old barley twist. Gave it the first coat of primer, and we've ebonized this top. I know what you're going to say. If it's ebonized, shouldn't it be black? Because it's not black yet, but it will be. At the moment, it's got residue on the surface. That's why it says orangey rusty colour, because the fluid that we used to turn it black is literally vinegar and iron filings, and effectively that's like rust sitting on the top. If you see where I was kind of like rubbing it with my finger, it's black underneath, and it is. So that's been ebonized. So we'll clean that up as well and put the first coat of varnish on there. And I'm probably just going to use yacht varnish. I've got some here, so I'll do a thinned down coat of yacht varnish to start. So, and I'm just going to check that I've got audio. You've got to do that, you know, because knowing me, I will make a booby. I will, and likely to, well, how to put it? Yeah, it's too embarrassing, you know. Start a live stream without any audio. There we go. Yes, we've got audio. So audio check done. We're there. Right, so I'm going to continue with this for now. Then we might move on doing something else. I'm going to have a bit of a rolling live stream, I think, because I can't really do a whole project in one hit. No, not really. So, well, I could do it, but it'll be a little project. So what we do is we'll do a bit of everything and just keep working the way around it. Now, I put this coat of primer on here, and it's kind of exposed all the little nooks and crannies and stuff. It's old, you know. And when I was stripping it down, with old paint stripping, wire brush and tools, and God knows what else I shoved and digging in there to paint off. Well, you find all your little holes that you've created. So you've got to kind of work your way through it, I suppose. I'm not that fussy, because it's for us anyway, so it's just going to go in the house somewhere, probably, maybe. So just going to give it a bit of a rub down. But something I noticed about the old barley twist. Okay, can you see something something about my barley twist? Attention to detail about the barley twist. See it? One barley twist goes one way, and the other one goes the other way. Yes, they're collated. And then you look at that one. The same again. It's collated. Now, if they weren't like right and left-handed, they'd both be travelling effectively in the same direction. You know, clockwise instead of clockwise anti-clockwise. So I thought that was quite cool. Actually, I didn't even notice until I looked. Until I did. Anyway, hello everybody and welcome. And if you don't know already, what we're doing is continuing from a previous live stream, and I'll continue with this. Yes, it's orange. It's not going to be orange. No, it's ebonized. So this stuff on the top is literally, it's orangey, rusty kind of colour. Yeah, it's nasty stuff. So that'll be coming off. And we've ebonized that using white vinegar and iron filings. And it's like the iron acetate. Is it iron acetate? I can't remember now. I should have looked up again. I keep forgetting. I'm terrible at them. And it's the iron acetate react with the tannins in the oak. And that turns it. Now, it looks stripy, doesn't it? Now, the reason for that is because I kind of like, well, I didn't deliver, well, I sort of matchboard. We used what I got. So basically, this is a piece of old oak that I had, and in fact, originally it was one half of the door. You know, one bit was on top of the other bit, and I ripped it down into 4 pieces and glued it up. So we end up with this sort of stripiness going on, and that is literally the sapwood. That's the heartwood. So the heartwoods reacts more with the iron sulfate than the iron acetate than the actual sapwood. So it's going to be stripy. Adds to it, you know, we're going for a sort of a bit of a weird modern sort of look, hence we're going to be painting it grey. Now, I don't know yet, it's an evolving process. I'm going to put another coat on there. Well, I've got to decide where I'm going to rub it back, yeah, just to relieve some of the, make it look worn, a bit like me, you know, and expose it. And then when I'll put a final coat of varnish over the whole thing, maybe. I don't know yet, we'll see how we get on. But to start with, we need to make sure there's no little nibbles everywhere, little bits sticking out of the paint that's been lifted by the paint, or little holes that I've created that now they're obvious. I'm using a Scotch-Brite sanding pad. And I have to admit, they're really good, you know. Especially for this job with this barley twist, it worked really well. Especially if you, if you just sort of fine sanding, you know, in between coat of paint and what have you, do seem to do the job, you know. And I've run my hands down there, I can feel it where I need a little bit more attention to detail because it's rough, you know. Yeah, it's lumpy. You don't want it lumpy, no, you don't want it lumpy. Because it all shows through the paint. But you can feel it in your hands, you know, as long as you can get rid of that as you come down on each one. I'm very confident then I can put another coat of paint on there without it being rough. Like I said, I'm not that worried. I think the problem with this is, you see, it's so beaten up. I wasn't going to be able to get it back to how I'd really like it to be. In other words, varnished, you know, back to wood, because it wasn't in good enough condition. You'd never make it look anything, you know. It always look a bit kind of like a bad job. And so I thought, I'll embrace the bad job and make it worse. And paint it grey. I've got to think about grey. The thing I like about grey, you know what I like about grey? Grey goes with everything. It does, because obviously you're talking about like neutrals, aren't you? You know, hence some black and whites and stuff like that. Because technically black and white is not even a colour. It's just it's basically a density, is all it is. So, yeah. Pigments are all radiation, you know. When I did my photography degree, I had to do this thing about how we perceive colour and all that sort of stuff, a critical study. That's what it shows anyway. And what I found is, in my little world of research and experimentation, I found that where there's... Actually, this is referring to a guy called Andrus Finnegan, and he was he wrote a book about photography, okay? But also the theory behind it and stuff like that. And he said in this book, quoting him, that where there's no light, there is no colour. I can't remember the little test I did to prove that. I was basically reflecting on what he said. And he's right. If it's black, in other words, it's dark, the colour isn't there. It requires the light, the radiation for the colour for you to be able to see it. Otherwise, it's not there. Rack your head around that one. So, yeah. I did little tests and stuff with like red filters on torches and stuff like that as a part of my critical study when I was doing my photography degree. And it's, yeah, that was quite interesting. I did something about left and right brain, all sorts of stuff, you know, how you perceive art and colour and all sorts of stuff. That's a different critical study, that was. That was a real eye-opener for me, going to university and learning this stuff, because it's just, you have to think differently. You really do. You have to think outside the box. It just opens your mind, it really does. It's definitely worth it. No matter what topic you do, whether it's actually something you go into, you know. I've always done woodwork, so it's a thing I was always going to do, but I always loved photography and stuff, so it was something I've always done. But I'm more of a sort of fine art photographer, really. I've done weddings and portraiture and children portraiture and stuff. But I hated it. Didn't like it. That wasn't for me at all. No, my piece I did for my end of year term, for my final year, was it was a photography of colour, but everything was done through a microscope. All the photography, all the images I used were all taken through the microscope. And basically, they were arranged in a way where, like, almost a bit like a rainbow, I suppose, you know, just going through the spectrum, you know, the colour spectrum. And it was a hell of an impressive picture. It was 10 feet by 6 feet, this picture. It was huge. I have got pictures of it, actually, somewhere. I might actually post it. Although I had a mullet. I don't know if I will. Like, crikey. How long ago was that? It was like 2002, 2003. So it's a long while ago, but yeah, I was a bit of an idiot. Yeah, feeling loads better. So we'll get another coat of paint on there in a second. But and then we'll deal with this ebonized top and see whether or not we can, you know, make it look anything. If not, I'll do something different with it, I don't know. But kind of like, I've done it now, so I sort of stuck with it. You know, it's a bit like when you get the old nails in a piece of oak, and it's like goes all black around the nail. It's effectively what we've done. We mimicked that here. So Yeah. There used to be a live stream. I don't know if he's still doing it anymore. I need to check. This guy called Steve from Woodworking Masterclass. He's on YouTube and he used to do live streams every single day. He did, but he doesn't actually. I don't know if he's done recently. I haven't had anything on my feed. And when I was last time, a few weeks ago, he hadn't done a live stream for about a month. Last thing he was building was a harp, a little small harp. Yeah, very talented guy. I think he's in Australia. Australian folk. He was a bit of a dude. It's funny he was. I did like watching him because he's a character. I like characters. I like interesting people, and he's an interesting person. There we go. I'm not so keen on people that don't care about other people. You know what I mean? That's not really my cup of tea at all. I like people that have consideration for others. And he's seen that sort, you know. Do you know what? It doesn't hurt to be nice, does it? You know, I don't hurt anyone really. And anyone who knows me on this channel will know that I like a bit of a laugh, and I'll self-deprivate myself. You know, as long as I get a laugh, if I get a rise out of people, I'm happy. You know, because it's not just about me, is it? It's about other people. And if anybody get anything out of what I'm showing them on this channel, and you know, if they learn anything by it, you know, or just enjoy watching the channel, you know, just for pass the time away, I feel it's mission accomplished. You know, I need some better lighting in here, I know that much. I've got lights everywhere in here, but it's too harsh. Anyway, let's see who's in the chat. Looking in the chat, Mad Monk, hello my friend. I'll bring that chat out. Here we got Tiku, yeah, okay. Sorry, they forgot about you down there. Yeah. Matthew Delgado. What time is it? It's now, well, for me, it's 1:20 in the afternoon here in France. Okay, that's autocorrected. What? Don't want kids lumped. What? I bet it's autocorrected. What does that mean? Oh dear. What do you know after? If I join. Good time zone all. Hello there. I hope you're well. I just suppose it's people awake in the United States as well, I suppose, aren't they? IP over there, the one that looks tighter than the other. What one looks tighter than the other? Oh, you mean the Barley twists? Might do, quite possibly. Hello, Mad Monk. Mad Monk is he's my spanner. He's got a spanner by his name, Mad Monk. Mad Monk 33. Buddy, I'm going through all my tree. We've been clearing the trees and exposing all the signs, and the weather's got through them, and yours is a little bit faded now, so I was going to renew it, if that's okay with you. But if you want anything different on the sign, let us know, because I can actually put more on there now, because I'm going to be doing with the laser. So it's it's quite impressive. Best grit of sandpaper to smooth wood out. Well, that really depends on what you're going to do with it. Now, if you need it to accept oils or dyes and stuff like that, you don't want to go too far, will you? To go too fine. This apparently is 400 grit, but they're against a Scotch-Brite pad. It could be anything around that, and yeah, it might be when you first use it. But if you're talking about like silicon carbide papers and stuff like that, a general purpose paper is going to be an 80 grit to start off with. Then you need to work your way down the grits. But don't be careful. Some machines are quite aggressive with it, and they can leave you a lot of marks to actually sand out. So 120 might be better for you to start with. Move down to 180, 240, and I like to go up to 400. I do if I'm doing sanding. Between coats or fine, or ready for finish. That's what I like to do. But it really depends on the timber as well and what you're going to be putting on it. You see, if you're using oils and stuff, you can do a certain amount of that afterwards. Once the oil's soaked in, and dried, you can then go over it afterwards and actually get another sanding, another coat of oil, and see the things that lifts the grain, you see. Now, there's a variety of sanding sealers you can use. I've got a couple there. I've got a solvent-based shellac one that I like to use. It's my favourite one, but people don't like solvents these days. I'm sorry, but I do. I haven't found much water-based stuff I actually really like. The other one is I have got a water-based PVA sealer for wood. That was recommended to me, so I tried it. I don't like it. It's crap. It feels rubbery, you know. It doesn't dry very quickly. It's just crap. The nice thing about the shellac-based sanding sealers, if that's what you're going to be using at all, is that they dry so flipping fast. You put it on, right? You haven't got to be too crazy about the finish. You just, and then you can just sand, it lifts all the grain, and you sand it, and you can work your way down that way. Now with this top here, I'm not using a sanding sealer. I'm going to use, we'll start with a very thin coat of varnish, shellac-based varnish, such as yacht varnish, and that will soak into the wood. So that'll basically be the sealer, but it'll take time to dry. I'll also put a coat on the back as well. I'm not worried about the finish, but I only put one coat on there. And the only reason why I put a coat on the back is to stabilise the wood, because needless to say, if you've got a sealed surface on the top here, but you haven't on the bottom, what's going to happen? The bottom's going to dry across the grain more than the top, and you'll end up with a wonky top. It's okay if you want to make it into a C so it fits your butt, but you know, you don't necessarily want that on a table, do you? No. Right, I think I'm pretty much there. I can't feel any little gritty bits, you know, where it's lifted the grain. I think that's pretty good now. Oh, I've got my workshop fairy. Oh, here she is. She's unloaded the car. There you go. Just lay it in there, down. Oh, you want a couple? Leave it there if you want. Thank you. I've got some shutters to make. And my dear missus, because she doesn't... What happened? Okay, what happened last night, Caroline? Tell me, darling, what happened last night?
We got the wood yesterday and left it on the roof, and I suddenly remembered about midnight, have you took it off the roof?
And I hadn't.
Rain, and he hadn't.
And it was raining.
Yep.
So I went out there and I brought it into the house. It's sort of laid in the hall. And you don't like it in the hall, do you?
No.
No. So, because she's too impatient to wait for me to do it, she decided she could do it herself. Is that basically it?
Well, you probably wouldn't move it, you'd probably just leave it.
I'll probably leave it and pick it as I need it, wouldn't I?
Yeah. I'm not worried about it.
Is that what you're worried about, is it? Okay. Never mind. God, I'll get in trouble, I will. Right. Oh, cheers, man, Monk. That's okay. That's all right with you. I just want to try and make everything a bit more practical as well regarding trying to keep on top of the grass, because one of the problems we're having, because everyone here don't already know we're doing a rewilding here. I'll show you. Well, I don't know if you're about to see it now, actually. I'll lose the internet. But there's a field that's there, but we've also got one on the other side of our property as well. And it goes down to the valley up to the tree line in distance there. And we're planting trees, 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land. It's probably going to be near 1,500 trees, I reckon. But, you know, if you want to be part of that, there is a GoFundMe link where basically you can contribute, and we will plant a tree on your behalf, and I'll make a sign with a tree. And Mad Monk has done that, and he's got a tree with a sign with it. But I'm actually going to renew his sign. I'm going to make it nice. Make him a nice one. I like Mad Monk. Mad Monk's a good geezer. He's Scottish, you know. Yeah, Scottish. He wears a kilt. Yeah. Anyway, there's yeah, I think I'm all right with that now. Okay, we'll put that to one side for the moment, because I don't want to be creating a bit of dust-ish, sort of dust. I don't want to put it on a wet paint, although I could put it outside and let it dry. What we'll do is we'll prep up our orange top. Do you like the orange top, Caroline? You do? That's not going to be orange. That's just like rust on the top. The wood's rusted. You want a knife? Would you like a knife, my darling? Oh. Here you go.
That's no good. It's just a
You want a Stanley knife? Oh, I know. There you go. It's got his little protector on there for you. Oh. Blimey. Put it down, Marcus, put it down. So what we've got to do is we've got to remove this horrible orangey stuff and see what we've got. No, actually, don't use that. Use a shittier one. A dirty one, like that one. All right, so I'm going to remove the worst of it. Compressor's on, let's just double check. Yeah, compressor's on. Got an air sander as well. Which is fine, or fine. What was that in there? Ooh. I'll get a finer one there. We've got to remove this orange stuff. Yes. and give it a light coat, and then I'm going to wipe it over some white spirit as well, or turpentine, see what we end up with. Now I have done this several times before, so I'm fairly confident it's going to come out okay. For argument's sake, actually, see that really black thing there? That's ebonized. It's not painted, it's ebonized. So, but this is a mixture of sapwood and heartwood, and as you can see, it's come out a bit funny. But I don't care. I'll go with the flow. Yeah, if any of you are tradesmen and you'd like to travel to the UK, we're desperate in the UK for skilled workers, okay? You have to get yourself a visa though. Right. But we are absolutely crying out. Shortage of 240,000, or 225,000, sorry. Skilled worker shortage. Where's my hose? Oh, there it is. Blimey, I couldn't find the tube. Pop. What? Yeah. That's coming on. You see the difference of colour, that's darker. So I don't want to over sand because I'll get back to the other wood and I'll have to reapply the solution. Which I might do that as well, I don't know. I want to get a coat on it, so I like that going over first. It's lifted the grain, you see. Let's stripe you that, is that? Be so careful you don't take too much off. Let's try a bit of white spirit on so that removes. Rag! I need a rag. There's a rag, that'll do. Bit of turpentine. That's doing it. I need some finer paper on there as well. I'll give you an idea what it looks like. See what I mean? So see that? It is literally like ebony. It's crazy. And to be fair, actually, we've got some real ebony carvings in the house. Aboriginal, I think they're Aboriginal carvings. Anyway, but they're like that. That's why they're kind of like a mixture of tones in it. It's not just like black. You see the other woods as well. Well, like piano keys, isn't it? I need. Do you know what I need? I need to get some more sanding discs because I'm really getting short. That's 240. That's going to be a bit. Where all my really fine ones gone? I think I've run out. Oh no! What will I do? Buy some more, I suppose. Got loads of 120s. Got a few 180s. What's that on? Is that? Oh, 320. That'll do. I do need some more. I think that's a used one anyway. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh. thinking to myself, really, I'll get another coat because I've had to take more off than I'd want. So, although I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I come down to 320 grit now. Started off at 120 to then 180. That's, yeah, the last one's 180. Funny how it sort of reacted more there, and like a line coming through here. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it's almost like a line's going through where it's reacted more than on here, on that board. It's on a joint, no? Strange. Have we got any white vinegar, darling? I don't know, we need to just do another little... You're right, you have a look. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. She does put up with me, I must say. Right. Although I think she's quite glad. She likes things getting done. She does like that. You know, it's like you heard the story, haven't you? And you got, it's always the joiner's house is the last house to get done, isn't it? You know, or chippy or plumber or an electrician or whatever. It's, their house is, falling to pieces. And everyone else's houses that they're working on are absolutely spiffing they are. Yeah. Right, there we go. I'm happy with that, I think. Looking goodish. Make sure there's no nasties. Don't forget we'll be sanding between coats anyway. I don't want to leave any residual. Oh, thanks, sweetheart. I'll probably brought a pack as well. She's multitasking. How long was our anniversary the other day, wasn't it, darling? We've been together a very long time. That's low, sweetheart. That's fine.
3 or 4?
Four's loads for now. I can do one for now, but if you want to bring them in, that's you. But oh, are they? Okay. There's only 10 packs anyway. Oh, okay. I didn't realise. Right, so what I'm going to do, I am going to put a bit more. I hope so. Stack them up there. I hope they Now, when we first started making shutters there in France, I used to go to the wood, to the timber merchant here. The place is called Chalou, where Richard Lionheart got killed. You know, seriously, by a crossbow bolt in his arm. And when that killed, it was the infection. It was, yeah. He got syphilis. Anyway, we were literally just down the road from there. And Route de Lionheart here in France. Interesting place. There's also another interesting place where I live. This town, our local town, isn't that local, but our local town's a place called Oradour there. And there's another place not that far away from here called Oradour Glen. And Oradour Glen is where the Nazis in 1944 decided that they would go into Oradour Glen and murder everybody in the village. Lovely, isn't it? Oh. So they gathered all the women and children up. This is a whole story, I'll tell you, and put them into the church, and then blew the church up. And it's got so hot in there, probably because human fat. Got so hot in there, the church bell literally about melted. Crazy. Obviously, it fell down at that point. Horrendous. So, Village de Martyr, it's called. If you want to have a look in Oradour Glen, look it up. It's a very interesting place. If you ever come to France, it's a must-see. It's humbling. It really is humbling. I know there's other places like that as well, isn't there, obviously. But that's just one. Anyway, the story is that originally they could be coming to our town. But it was the resistance managed to infiltrate their chain of command in the information. So they went to the wrong village. And the resistance pointed very well, that was the obvious, what what was the word? Yeah, it was the obvious place to choose, I would say, because the name was close, but also there was a lot of Spanish communists living there who had fled Spain. So maybe it's killing two birds with one stone. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty horrible. Crazy thing is, though, our town here in France has actually got less people living in it now than it did during the war. Because people migrate with workers, don't they? You know, that's what they do. They go and live where the work is. Now, what I'm actually do now is trying to make sure there's swirls is what I'm trying to do. Now, normally I'd use the scraper, but because of Ebonizing, I don't want to do that because I remove too much material. So at the moment, I'm just concentrating where any sanding swirls are. Actually, I'm starting to quite like the actual. I'm going to put some more on actually, and I'll put them on the side. It'll react quite quickly, and then we'll clean it off, and we'll still get a coat on it. So then once I've done that, I need to start making shows. Once I've got the coat on there and a coat on there, put it on the side. The live stream can only last as long as the battery does. Because although I could plug an external battery, these modern phones are not very helpful because the USB-C that I have to use for the audio, hence I'm using a wireless microphone, doesn't work with external charging, even though it's meant to. Because I've got one which takes the external charger. They don't seem to recognise that for some crazy reason. Very annoying. So I can't charge it to go unless I use the onboard microphone. But in this space here, it'll echo like crazy. Right, so come around. Right, I think we'll go crazy at this stage because I'm going to put some more in the acid onto this. So I'm going to. I've still got the solution in there, but it's getting a bit thick. So I was just going to add a little bit of a. I've got a parfait jar. Oh, crikey, it isn't open. Right, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Do you know what? I just thought something. You shouldn't really say that, should you? Eeny, miny, mo. It's racist, actually, isn't it? Well, that's what it stems from, isn't it? Racism. Right, oh, I've got it's burning my fingers. The acid. It's burning my fingers. It's just all the white vinegar. There's 8% acidity. It doesn't really matter. But obviously, the higher the acidity, the more effective it will be. And then what you do is you just add some iron filings into or just some wire wool. And the acid will dissolve the wire wool and create your iron acetate. I can't remember now. Is it iron acetate? I think so. Let's get a little bit of stir because it's a bit thick on the bottom. Then I'm just going to place a little bit more of that on there. I'm not going to go too crazy with it because it's already been done. I just want to make sure the areas that I've sanded more convert to black. Yes, you're black. You're not going to go back. That's what they told me, yeah. Which they told me that before I got married. Anyway. Right. La 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 la. I've got my little grandchildren coming this year. It's quite nice. And one of my grandchildren, little Grace, she's going to be staying with us on her own for an extra 2 weeks. Which is going to be pretty damn cool. Because she's a little sponge, that one is. She loves to learn. She'll be in there. We'll be doing live streams together, you know? She's a lovely little lad, she is. 3 years ahead at school. 3 years. She's got the point now where she's just bored. Which is a bit of a problem. The school don't see, well, they know there's an issue, but they reckon there's nothing they can do. They ain't got the funding, have they? Or something. Something's amiss, that it is. Right, so what we use? A brush. Is it this brush we used last time? I think that'll do. That will do. So we're going to put a little bit more of that on here and let that do its thing. So that'll hopefully turn those areas a little bit black and we'll have sanded it back. But I'm not going to go crazy. I don't want to have a massive clean up again. I'll probably have the same old situation again, won't I? You know, where I've got to remove all the brown stuff, the rust. So that's already started turning a bit darker over here. So, yeah. The vinegar's only there as a carrier for the actual iron acetate. I keep saying iron acetate. I can't remember if that's correct. I should double check. I've got a terrible memory, by the way, and I get brain fog because I have fibromyalgia and it kind of causes me all sorts of issues. And that's one of the reasons I don't do work in people's homes anymore. I don't think I'd manage it. So I'll just do this and work in a workshop. Which I ain't got a problem with that because I do like working in a workshop. I like making stuff, you know, where I'm in control. You know, where I can do it under my own duress, and not somebody else's. Although, the shutter job should have been done weeks ago, but I'm getting there with it. That was quite difficult because they were louver shutters. I had to make all new jigs up in the old jig. I don't know why, but when I made the new jig, it wasn't as effective as my old jig. So I came up with a different solution with a dado cut set in the table saw, which worked really well. Loads better. Anyway, I'll put that on the side for a bit. While that's just doing its thing, and it'll dry off fairly quickly, that will. Put that back in there. We'll whack another coat onto the little table, that we will, which is there. Right. Hello, 4am here. It looks like you're about to make a wooden circuit board. Oh, God, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, they've done that. PCB boards. With acid and all that. Yeah, done that. Yeah, it used to turn out all right. These days, you can do it with lasers now, can't you? I ain't tried it. I was reading somewhere where somebody's creating, using like a laser engraver to create the PCB boards. Which makes, to me, it makes so much sense. So we're going to whack a coat on this quickly. Only thing is, oh crikey, I've got rid of the cardboard I was using. Oh no, what this here, this will do. That will do. Stick that underneath there. And we'll flip it over as well. If you wonder why these bits of wood are there, that's just so I can, yeah, to give me something to hold on to if I want to move it about. Because obviously, if it's got paint on it, it'll be a bit wet, won't it? Okay, yeah, you know what I mean. Right, so I'll grab the brush. We're just sticking in the barrel. Oh, why don't I bring you with me? I've got your mobile at the moment. Yeah, you're not attached to anything. Come with me. Go outside. Look at him. My Wally. Hello, Wally. How you doing, my buddy? He's a good boy, ain't you? What, you think I've got a treat in my pocket? I haven't. Sorry, mate. Actually, I might have. What have I got in this pocket? No, nothing in that one. What have I got in this pocket? No, nothing in that one. What about this pocket? No, I haven't. Damn. What about this one? Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky, Wally. There you go, boy. You're probably smelling the vinegar on my hands, aren't you? He's not fussed. He's not hungry. He's probably just come in about 6 of them already. Green little bugger. Oh, do you know what? I came out here to get my brush, which is actually sitting in the barrel. Now, if you've got oil-based paints, if you're going to use the brush again, you just shove it in some water. That's all I've done. And this barrel here is fed by my chain. From the go at the top. I love crazy stuff like that. I've got my brush, which really want something to brush it out on. It's full of water. I don't obviously want to trap water under the finish. Not ideally, no. So I'll give this a. Oh no! Oh, get rid of much of the. Yeah. Can I brush my brush out on you, darling? Yeah. Can I brush my brush out on you? No. Oh, that's good. That's good. Good. And I did have a little pot of painting somewhere. I don't know. You lost it. Caroline, on here. Oh, is it? You moving things. Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay, fair point. I'll let you off. I won't punish you. She is a good lass. 30 odd years. Blimey. Been together like 34, I think it is now. So we'll start with the middle like I did yesterday. Because that way I'm less likely to get the paint on my clothes and me. So I'm just going to splash it on like so. Don't look crazy. I don't like not splash it all over the floor and stuff like that. So yeah, that's doing it. That's that in. Oh, that's looking loads better now. Because obviously what happens is the paint don't necessarily go into all the first coat. It's not going to go into all little nooks and crannies, is it? Oh, you can't even see. Blimey, what am I doing? Oh, there we go. I love the fact that those barley twists are actually collating with each other, so they're like opposites. I actually really like that. So it's going to try and fill the grain, but not overdo it to the point that you end up with the paint just running down the surface. This is a sash brush I'm using at the moment. Just a round brush. Don't have to use a round one. Just seems to make sense. Okay, scrub, 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 scrub. So at the moment I'm just concentrating getting the paint on in the area that I'm working, and then I'll finish off actually stroking it out. Now I don't need to put another coat through the underneath side of the apron piece there, as long as we can get the areas that are, well, visible, I suppose. Okay, that's two insides done. This should go on a lot quicker than it did yesterday because it's already had one coat in that. So la 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 la. Now this bottom piece here, I'm probably going to put a shelf on this at some point. Not sure when, probably. It just seems to make sense. Just give that a little bit extra, storage. And plus, if you load the top up and it's heavy, if you have a bit of weight in the bottom, well, then you can actually balance it out, can't you? You're not going to risk it falling over. Well, it shouldn't do that. And I think this was originally a washstand. That's what I think. I might be wrong. Whether you have like a porcelain bowl on the top there to wash your face in the mornings. In the olden days. Yeah. You probably remember, don't you? Right, so those two insides are done. Let's just do this one here. Right. So also that I get out of the way. That's already started to turn over there regarding the ebonizing. Okay, I don't know why, but I seem to be getting about 3 lumps in this paint this time. Don't know why that is. I went yesterday. I think I've got lumps now. Wally's cut side. Oh, I'm getting a shade now. So he's coming to the workshop. He's a workshop dog now. Right, sort of fill in all the little nooks and crannies. There you go. Because I'm trying to do some reaction videos on the channel as well, the occasional reaction video, and oh crikey, it's painful sometimes. And I'm sort of watching, no one's perfect, are they? You know what I mean? I'm certainly not. Sometimes you do stupid things. Sometimes you might do like moves on the table saw that isn't necessarily particularly safe. But most of the time you are working fairly safe. Occasionally you don't. But the odds are in your favour in the day because most of the time you're working as you should do. And you make mistakes, don't you? But when you actually start teaching them as a method, I thought that's a little bit wrong. And some potentially could get hurt for following some of these mad, crazy ideas. And there's quite a few channels out there now, isn't it? Woodworking or DIY or making channels, and some of them are really good, well-produced videos, not like mine. Well-produced videos and stuff like that. Really, really nice stuff. And then you get these channels that are quite convincing because of the fact that maybe there's an older geezer or something like that. And he tells you he's got 50 years experience again and again and again. Keeps repeating that. Like he's the Messiah. And then he's making those stupid mistakes. And also, there's one channel in particular I'm talking about. And I wouldn't mind, but he keeps going on about he's got 50, he always puts it in his title as well. Take it from this guy, me, which is like, got 50 years experience. I've got 50 years experience. I must be doing it all right because I'm still here. Oh, it's painful. I don't want to be that person constantly criticising other channels. Do you know what I mean? And but sometimes you just got to say something, haven't you? If you feel that it's like not if it's dangerous. I think it is anyway. But there you go. There's no skin off my nose. I just hope people you just use their common sense. There you go. You see, a lot of people are novices, aren't they? A lot of people, haven't actually put their hand to tools yet. Maybe they're looking for something to do as a hobby, even. So, like a weekend workshop, so to speak. Just hope they just don't hurt themselves. The thing is, you see, the tools we're working with are the lethal, aren't they? Let's be honest. Table saws, band saws are especially bad. Now, if you've got a bandsaw, right, and you've got fluorescent lighting with quite a distinctive frequency, well, they can actually freeze the motion of the actual bandsaw, so you can barely see it moving. And if you've got air defenders on, you might not even hear it. So that bandsaw could be running, and the blade might look like it's still. I've seen it loads of times. You can hurt yourself on that, obviously, because you're not aware that you might have forgot that it's still running, especially if you can't hear it. Depending on the frequency, obviously, because sometimes it might just look like a flicker book, Yeah, I've got a little. Start to skin up the paint and start to skin up. That's what's happened. It don't matter. It's only the occasional little bit. There you go. On the outside there. So probably going to be sanding this back maybe once it's gone off. Might expose it, distress it a bit. I don't know. I'm just guessing at the moment. I'm just playing by ear, just wigging it. That's all I'm doing. Should have flipped upside down before we done those bits. Right. There we go. Around the outside. Turn it around. Get my eye if any runs. Oh, might have put too much paint on. There you go. Follow the old barley twist. Barley twist, barley twist. Barley, barley, barley twist. Right. Now, anyone wondering, how do you do barley twist? Do you do it on a lathe? You can do it on a lathe. If you want to do it yourself, you can actually do it on a lathe, but with you can actually do it with a router and a lathe if you want. That's one way of doing it. You can get like special little guides and jigs for that if you want to spend the money. But generally speaking, if it is done on an actual lathe and not with a router and a lathe, you basically got as it turns, you have to pull in and out, pull it in and out. As the and you need a lathe that goes slow enough as well. Bum 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 bum. Can hand cut them as well, barley twist. I don't recommend it though. Takes flipping ages. I've only done it once, just for the fun of it. And I didn't make a very good job of it either, so it wasn't a great experience. So needless to say, I didn't do it again. Now, when you look at barley twist off the shelf, like for instance, spindles and stuff for staircases, it looks machined. It doesn't look like this. This is lovely rounders and stuff. It's got a really nice form. But when you look at it on, let's say, these spindles, they're a little bit. Well, you see them. They're just basically chucked out, aren't they? Made really quickly. This is going to be quite cool. I think it's going to be quite cool, especially with a black top, sort of black ebonized top. Has it done its job over there? I'd say it's probably going to be as good as it's going to get. So I'm talking about the top. go. So it dries a bit darker than, you know, when it's dry, it's darker than what it is when it's wet. Makes any sense? Well, battleship grey is what we need. Battleship grey. There you go. I'm doing the inside of those strings there, but in a day, once I put the top on, on this bit, the shelf on, you're not going to see them, are you? Anyway, the inside. I don't know where really why I'm doing it. Because I want to. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Make sure I'm not encouraging runs anywhere. We don't want no runs. No. Plus, if there's a run, it means your paint's thick. And if your paint is thick, it's going to take a long time to dry. Well, actually, to be fair, it's not going to take very long in this weather. It's quite warm today. Humid, very, very humid. We had a lot of rain again. Oh, flipping rain's driving me insane. I mean, it's just all we've had is rain in this area of France. It's just, well, actually, I think it's all over, to be honest. We've had a lot of rain. It's real struggle to actually get that grass cut on the fields that we're planting trees on. It's really, really hard to keep on top of it. Oh, we've got 33,000 subscribers, 400 now. It was really quick, all of a sudden. So that's quite good. So I need 100,000 subscribers so I can get a silver play button from YouTube. Thank me for all the money I've made them. They're cheeky bugs, aren't they? You can actually support the channel if you want, because this is kind of what I do for a living, really. And it's a super chat and below if you want to. I don't like asking, but you know, it does help me keep going. You know. We don't have to, obviously. No one has to. There we go. We're nearly there, I think. I'm sort of losing interest with paint. It's not exactly a pretty picture, is it, you know? I'm not painting a Picasso. No, not today. Thick there you go. Brush that out. You start your bristles, you lift off, like so. Oh dear, we're getting there. I'll be glad when it's done. Oh, am I too impatient? Probably. No, I know you're going to say, why use oil-based paint? You should be using water-based paints. Oh, it's toxic. Yeah. As long as it's toxic, as long as you don't have to keep refinishing it. And that's the problem with a lot of the water-based paints. They don't last very long. The finishes, they go a bit shitty very quickly. And then they're plastics, aren't they? Acrylics. So I suppose these oils. So nothing's great in this world in the sense of for the environment, is it? It really isn't. I suppose you could use linseed oil. Right. We haven't got a water-based finish that lasts. I don't think we have anyway. I've come across one myself that lasts like an oil-based finish. As long as you applied it right, you know. Like for instance, you don't apply oil-based finishes when it's wet, because you trap the moisture in the wood, and that's why you get these little water bubbles, isn't it? You know, on this finish. You know, in the summer it heats up and it basically steams inside the wood, and it can't get out, and it creates this little bubble of water under the paint finish. Okay. These little brushes aren't actually that bad to use. A lot of these modern brushes, you know, these nylon type brushes, I hate them. You know, I prefer the like China Bristle, Hamilton's Perfection and stuff like that. You know, which isn't Hamilton's anymore. It's owned by Acorn, but you know, which is probably owned by another major company now, I suppose. I don't know. It all keeps changing. Everything keeps changing. Have I missed any bits? A little bit there. Get that in there. That's good. Okay. Nearly there. One last barley twist to do. And we can put that to one side to do its thing. Definitely looking better. Every coat you put on, you're sort of like levelling up the surface, aren't you? I think so. Right. I'll check the chat in a second. God, I need a drink as well. Blimey. What have I got in here? I've got beer. Oh yeah, that's what every workshop should have. Oh, what YouTube channels do I recommend? That's a good idea. I could, yeah. Woodworking YouTube channels do I like? Well, I do like Paul Sellers. He's a really good guy. He's genuine. He's just down to earth. He's just good at what he does. And also, he did actually teach woodwork. So, to be fair to Paul Sellers, he's a good geezer. I don't always agree with everything he says, but there again, he probably wouldn't agree with me. But that doesn't matter, does it? Not at all. So I like Paul Sellers. He's an obvious one. Other woodworking channels that I have a lot of respect for. I like Rob Cosman. I think he's down to earth. And okay, he has all like really high quality stuff, and it's not everyone's cup of tea because not everyone can afford the kind of tools, hand tools that he likes to show. That's fair enough, I suppose. But I think he is. Well, I think he is. He's got a lot of experience, and he's good at what he does, and he's brilliant at cutting dovetails. So as Paul Sellers, you know. Who else do I like? Who I like to watch? It's not just about whether or not it's about the character as well, isn't it? It's about the person. It's not just about what they're teaching you. You know. So I quite like Steve Ramsey. He makes me laugh. His woodworking shit, but he makes me laugh. I mean, it's diabolical. Yeah. So I like watching for comedy value. In my mind. So there's a few out there. Yeah, got Stumpy Nubs. He gives good information, but he does give the old hard sell, which I'm not so keen on that. You don't really see him make anything, I suppose, either, do you? It's probably why the channel doesn't do brilliantly well. It's probably because I'm a bit of a collector. I do a bit of all sorts of stuff. And it's like, I get told time and time again that you're supposed to, keep on point. You do one thing or another. Be more of a niche, I suppose. Well, it's got to be me. People got two choices, haven't they? I can't worry about it. I can't stress over it. But the channel's growing nicely at the moment, so I shouldn't really complain. Unfortunately, it seems to me that the channel grows nicely when I do stupid shit. Literally. There's a video on this channel. It's just gone ballistic at the moment. It's over 500,000 views at the minute. It's not very old. And it's doing really, really well. It's got like 1,000 subscribers just on that one video. So, it's me being a prat. So that's what I'll do more of. More pratty videos. I want to be a useful channel as well. I don't want to just be a prat. I want to help people, Share what I've learned, Everyone can take a pinch of salt. You haven't necessarily got to agree with what I do or what I say, End of the day, take it with a pinch of salt. Just from my experiences, what I share is what I've found, I tell you what, one of my biggest flaws in many ways, I don't always get the right terminology out. Because I get like it's mind block and it's like brain fog, sorry. And I kind of forget the word when I'm doing it. And because I'm not editing the video, it doesn't give me the opportunity to correct it. But I can't be paranoid about that all the time, Just can't do it. Maybe I'm getting too long in the tooth. Maybe that's what it is. Right, let's go check the chat. Shall we do that? I think I've got all the bits. Any runs anywhere? I don't want any runs. I think that's okay. Check all those little nooks and crannies. Do any dry spaces? No. Don't want a dry wood? No. Right, there we go. Go. Inspect the engine. Go. Right, I think that's enough for now. Right, so let's pull that to one side. We're probably going to take this outside in a second. I'm going to check the chat first. God, I'm getting so hot in there. Wearing this jacket, I'll have to strip off. But I'll have to get the old tape out again, and we'll nibbles, you know. What weird spammers are popping on Craig? Have I got weird spammers? Oh, thank you, Mad Monk. That's the only problem when you do it on the short platform. You do get some strange people. We've got a Mad Monk in the mix. I think we might need another. Cause I've got 2 moderators on this channel at the moment. I think we might need some more Mad Monk. But, you know, somebody's regular comes on. Yeah, if it's off point and what have you, if it's a bit fun and stuff, that's not a problem. But if it's like politics or anything like that, it's not what this channel's about. Oh, quite, there's a few spam, isn't there? Blimey. Nope, I'm using an oil-based paint. It's actually an oil-based grey undercoat. It's actually quite old. I had it a long time, big tin. And so, I believe it's Blake's undercoat. I used to do a lot of boat building years and years ago. Working with my old man in it, so it's kind of stuff I've accumulated over the years. Water-based paints are all very well, but for start, they don't seem to soak in. Water-based paints don't, like your oil-based paints. You can water them down, obviously, but I do that even with my oil-based paints. The first coat, I always water down, or use a aluminium primer or something just for that first coat. Depends what I'm doing, right? It depends on the oil content of the wood itself. See, some timbers don't take paint very well anyway, like teak, for instance. We talk about timbers that got they're quite dense, but also got a lot of oil content in them, and they don't absorb the paint, so it just falls off basically. You know, you get a bit of weather on it, just pops off. So yeah. Can you jump? Just did it. Okay, I just jumped. Why would you say that? Won't be water then, some oil-based thing. Yeah, it's oil-based. I do use water-based paints as well and varnishes and stuff. You can't get the finish like you can get with an oil-based. Sorry, you just cannot. Sorry. Saying that, there are some good finishes like Film Diamond X and stuff. A lot of them are like fluorine grade varnishes, water-based varnishes. They're blooming hard, but they're not ideal. I just, yeah, a bit soft. If he's old school, he better have a, oh, crikey. Well, I have got some, that's China Bristol, okay. I've got some badger hair brushes there somewhere as well, and also I've got some, I got the horsehair actually, to be fair. I got rid of Hamilton's Perfection, but the brush I'm actually using is nylon. That's one from here. It's actually, it's been worn into usability, if that makes any sense. Now, when it's new, it's shit. You've got to wear the bristles in, you know. But a lot of nylon bristles, they just end up going on funny shapes. But I do actually look after my brushes. What I tend to do, I'll either coat them a bit of Vaseline and pull them through. I'll put a tape or some bands around them or something, wrap them. And I often store them, not necessarily dry, I'll store them moist, depending on what finish I'm using them with. It depends, you know. But if you want a fairly good brush, I don't even know if you can still get them. See, here in France, it's actually really hard to get hold of good quality bristle brushes. You can't get bristle. I haven't seen any bristle brushes. They're all I'll get the worms out in a minute. They all tend to be rather artificial, nylon and stuff, which I absolutely hate. Yeah, some of them are diabolical. Yeah, look at this bit of shit. How is that a good brush? Look at it. Okay, so if I could put a dye on or something, but that's about it. You know. But no, sorry, I haven't got any horsehair brushes. A lot of that stuff is really hard to get here, you know. I'd have to get imported. Oil-based work best. I agree, it does. Tools! Got tools! You got to have your tools. Yeah, yeah. I've been collecting these things from donkeys. Yes, that's not all I've got. You know, I've got stuff everywhere around here. Stuff from drawers and boxes, and I've been trying to get on top of it. It's things when you work, I make a mess, you know. But yeah, it's what we got. Okay, quick workshop tour with this part of the workshop. We've got a little bit on this end. We have my pillar drill. We have my linisher. We have my table saw. And then we have my thicknesser. And then we've got my other thicknesser. So there's no little over 100 planer. I would like a jointer. I can't afford to buy one. Right? I'd get rid of that then, you see. I'd probably get a jointer in its place. But I tend to use my hand tools for jointing. I'll first go over with that. And then I'll finish with, say, for instance, number 7. And it just seems to make sense for me. So anyway, there's my table saw. And then over here, some more bench grinders. Got a bench grinder over there with wire brushes in as well. As you see, everything's a mess at the minute. This thing I use a lot. This is my DeWalt rated alarm saw, which a lot of people think, oh my God, they're dangerous, don't want one of them. Don't take your fingers off. But no, they're brilliant. You just got to know how to use it safely. Obviously, you will take your fingers off. Anyway, I've got my router table over here, which I made myself. But the thing about it is, I don't do any of that kind of work. If I ever use that thing, I only really use it for mouldings on edges. I don't usually do box joint or anything like that. I'll be doing that on my table, so I was going to do that. You see, I'm tripping over rubbish on the floor. That's great. Not another bandsaw. So I've got that bandsaw there, and I've got a smaller one over there, and then we've got my mortar saw, which I restored actually in a live, actually, like a couple of 3 live videos. And although I put it in storage and it basically corroded, so I took it all apart and sort of stripped it right down and got it all going again. And I use it a lot. I actually do use that a lot. It's a brilliant tool. And then over here we have me lathe, which you heard that brand Shapak, right? It's what these days we all think of Shapak being like a cheap German imported brand, but this thing is blooming solid as a rocket is. You know, it's quite long. You know, it's quite a long bed. It goes right to there, and I've got big old chucks and stuff. Yeah, but it's a good tool. It is a really good lathe. Oh, I like it anyway. I'll get on with it. Well, I'll go over here. And then we've got my hand tools. These are my go-tos, okay? Such as my number 7 Stanley Bailey with its Victor plane irons and upgraded totes. Same with this record number 6. Upgraded plane irons and totes and knob. You know, I don't like the round top knobs because I like a slightly flat. I like my knob to be a bit flatter on its head, okay? I need a flat top. It needs to be a max headroom. Anyway, so I do this like mushroom. As you said, I've done them quite a long while ago, but I love them planes. I use them so much. Then I've got this little Bailey number 4 down here. I've got a number 5, a post 1970 number 5. Big telltale sign if you're looking for hand planes, if you're looking for a new one or an older one. I recommend an older one. But you see, these new ones have these extra ribs in this because the way they did the castings, they didn't season the castings, so they don't twist and warp and shrink. They put extra iron in them. They're heavier. So I've got another number 5 around here. What have I done with it? Where's my other? Where is my other number 5? Which actually used to be my old man's. And when he passed away, it was in a hell of a state. I mean, he did not look after his tools, even though he was a craftsman. I don't understand how that works. But anyway, he didn't look after his tools. So I restored it, put new plane irons in a 3mm plane iron, clean it all up, give it a coat of paint. I know it's the wrong colour for a Stanley, I know. But Woodboy White would be happy. Yeah, and then obviously my knob and a tote. Didn't cherry this time, my pattern. So, yeah, it's... A lot of the tools I got, I've picked up old and restored over the years. Because I like the older tools. I'm not okay. Like, for instance, that number 5 up there, which is post 1970. I'm not sure what actual age it is. It's an English one. But it's nowhere near as good to use as that one there. It just isn't. No comparison. Right, so I like the older tools. I like the old chisels and stuff like that. But if anyone wants to send me some nice Lee Nelsons, I'm not going to say no. You know? But, you know, I just... There's something about the old tools. I don't know, because they've got history, you know. And things like this. I've got my compass plane here, right? Oh, crikey, I did something really naughty. I didn't realise I'd done that. You don't store your compass plane with tension on it. I know why, because I did actually use it in the video the other day. So, my compass plane there. And this is my, this is a record one. It's a Stanley one, or Kunz. I think it's a German brand. But, yeah, we used to use that on our gunnels and what have you on the boats. Good tool. It really is. And then we've got my 78, stuff like that. Remake planes and you name it, we've got it there really. And we've got it's not a badge plane, it's a oh crikey! Oh, come to a minute. So I get brain fog. I just forget. Just things stupid. Another compass plane, and a little coffin plane that I use quite a bit as well. I actually really like using the old coffin plane. Oh, this one here, sorry. Not even looking at it, that one there. Little wooden coffin plane. I actually like it. Some people don't like it. Like Rex Kruger did a video. He's no one I actually like watching. I don't agree with everything he says, and he seems a little bit like he's just learnt it. But but he's a good presenter, and I like him as a character. And the same Woodbois Wright, really nice. They're just a nice pair. They're just nice people. So I enjoy watching them. There's a guy called Saw Winery. He's a very newish channel. I watch him because I want to mock him. I'm evil. So there you go. All right, so that is painted. So ideally I need to move that out of the way. I'm just going to cart that outside and then I'll put it in the sun. Yeah. Oh, try not to get paint on me. Oh, there. Oh, hello, Wally. Don't pee up this table, will you, mate? No, don't do that, will you? I'll put that here. All right. Oh, we have this stretch there, Wally. That's my dog, by the way, if you think I'm talking to myself. Right. There you go, it won't be the first time. We're giving this another little coat. It's nearly dry, actually. So, of that gungy stuff. So, just rub down. See, yeah, it's not that long for that to dry. It'll be dry very soon. So the bits that I basically over sanded, it's now, it's now turned them black. So a little bit of light sanding. You can keep doing it if you want, but once you've done it, once or twice, it ain't going to go any darker. No. So don't look at dark, remember, once you get the finish on there, it's going to be a lot darker. Wipe that over again in a minute. I might do that actually. So I'm going to use that one, the dirty one. So what you do, see, because I'm using this stuff, I don't want this is going to get filled up with iron acetate, and then I'll start. Oh, you got sanding on that piece of wood or something. I'll turn it black by accident. I don't want to do that. So you need to be obviously a little bit aware of what you're doing. So I'll put that one out of the way because that's a clean one-ish. They're quite good, these Scotch-Brites, just to clean that. They're great on table saws. If you've got cast iron table saw top, there's got a bit of light corrosion on it. It's a good idea. You use that and a bit of wax, and you can clean them up no end. Get more shiny. In fact, mine needs doing again. A lot of humidity at the moment. We've had a lot of rain. We're at 70% humidity at the moment in this workshop, which is a little bit high. And I'm sweating like good, I am. And it's just humid, really humid. Well, I could take all my clothes off, but I don't know. I'll probably get a strike. I'll get banned on YouTube. I won't have a problem with it, as Mad Monk probably knows. But all my subscribers will run away. So, yeah. I'm probably going to put a cleat on the back of this as well, just to stabilise the top. Stop it from, some people put sea channel in. You're not going to stop it from moving. You've got to let it move, right? You just want, if it's going to move, you want to hold it down. That's what you need to do. So it doesn't actually like cup. See, that's good. Yes. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think we're going to be mixing a little bit of a Varnish up, a very thin coat. I might actually put something on the back so I can hold it and move it out of the way without touching the finish. Piece of wood screw to the back or something probably. Otherwise, how am I going to move it without touching it? So I've got something on the back. So I'll find a piece of wood, a piece of batting or something. screw that on. And we are, over a period of time, okay, over the next few streams, we will be putting several coats on this of yacht varnish, and it's going to end up being about 7 coats. You start with thin coats, work your way through, sanding between all the coats, and it will be like glass. Now you can use 2-pack finishes and stuff like that and get a really quick finish. Because I got it, I'm going to be using yacht varnish. So now this can go out of the way now, leave that out of the way. This old board. It's handy having a few old bits of board laying about because you can just use them to work off, can't you? Save your bench. Well, the bench it's getting to a state where it needs a pretty good old sanding. Get rid of all little lumps of paint and stuff. But you see, it's so far so good, right? So it's cleaned up enough there. Right, it looks a little bit blotchy in places, but that's only where it's wet. And we'll start to evaporate a little bit more. So we have, what have we got here? Yacht varnish over. There's one I found earlier. Hopefully it's okay. It's probably skinned inside. I have actually used it not that long ago, I don't think. Looking at it. So hopefully it's not too bad. So we'll decanter a little bit of that into some sort of vessel. It's stuck. Is there anything in it worth having? Let's see. If not, I have to find something else with it. Oh, the skin's soft. Right. Inside the skin is soft. So I gather that is okay. Now, what I usually do with these, which I didn't do on this one for some silly reason, I usually use jam jars and just decanter it into the jam jar. Because then with jam jar with screw down lid, you can actually put it upside down and no oxygen get to it and you don't get skin. You see? It's not there. Oh, this is a rosing. Oh, lovely. Crikey. Oh. You said, well, does it do it for you? Well, you said a rose. I roused you. Oh, I do like to have a bit of fun beside the seaside, but I do. Oh, crikey, why did I do that? Oh, crikey, it must have been in my paint pot. Oh, what an idiot. No one. Don't need that one. No. I'll get a fresh stick. I need a fresh stick. Not a baguette, no. Well, I ain't got a fresh stick, so we're going to have to do with that stick. Oh, well, never mind. C'est la vie. All right, I'm going to use a Marge tub. I find these are really good as little, if you want small paint kettles. Without a lid, without a handle, that is. The reason why they're good is because of the shape of the brush. It's like that, see. Just a tub of Marge. You take the Marge out first, though. Just, you know, don't put the Marge. No, okay, they might both be oil-based, but it's not really ideal, no. I've got some of Caroline's clothes as a rag that I nicked out of the drawer earlier. Right. So, oh, get carried away, Marcus. Batten. We need a batten. I'm going to look for a batten. I'll be back in a second. I'm sure Karen talking though. I'm talking to you. That I am. Hello, you still there? Blimey. Is it gone hissy yet? Walking into the garden, find a bit of old batten, such as a piece of old. Oh, what is this? Oh, this will do. Oh, will that do? Oh, that'll do. Oh, ideal. Well, I don't want that one. What about that one? No, not that one. No. Oh, that'll do. I'm coming back. Oh, blimey. He's still on a lizard. Oh, dear me. Oh, you up there, Wally? You like sitting there, do you, boy? Bum, 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 bum. I've got a piece of wood. A nail in it. I don't want the nail. I can't even see my hammer. Where's my hammer gone? Who's next? That's it. Yeah, look the nail off. However, just going to temporarily, obviously, to screw that on there. Now, I know you can say, what about the bottom finish and stuff? I'm not worried about that. I'll deal with it afterwards. So I'd rather protect the top by actually having something I can hold. screwdriver gone. Where have I put my screwdriver? This always happens. Blimey. It must be in my cupboard. Is it in my cupboard? Oh, there it is. I got a bit in that one. That'll do. Yeah, it's a little charging station for my battery drills. Unfortunately, I don't have Milwaukee or anything like that, or just one brand of drills, because I don't have sponsors. I tell you what I do have, though. Let me show you. I have excessive amount of lasers. Sponsors, I don't know why, but sponsors like to send me lasers. In my laser remover here, my lab. All right, this is my lab. Where I do. Oh, crikey, let's state this place. I just put this laser together. Yes, it's my third laser. So I've got 3 lasers now. I've got this little Algo laser DIY kit mini. That's a 300 by 310 mil 10 watt laser. And then we have over here the first one I had, which is the which I got all of this year. This is the Ray 5 by longer, and that's a 20 watt laser. And then I've got this lovely one over here, and this is another longer laser, and it's a 40 watt laser. This is a 480mm laser. That one is a 400mm laser. So I've got lots of lasers. Yeah, I'm laser inundated. So I've got to make loads of flipping laser videos, you see. Because I don't pay for them, it's just, they just send them to me. Will you do a video on this? So that's fine. I don't mind. Send me your lasers, for Christ's sake, yeah. Don't expect me to lie, because that's something I won't do. Anyone who knows me knows I will not lie. When you've been lied to and cheated all your life, you don't want to do it yourself. Well, I do anyway. Couple of screws. You can't crikey. There's a lot of channels out there, isn't there? You just Stumpy Nubs. He ain't too bad, but he does a lot of promotion on his channel, doesn't he? Buy this, buy that, you know. Get links down below and all that. It's fair enough as long as you believe in the product. You're not just believing in the product just because you're told to. That's one of them. That's a pet hate. So anything on the head, if I don't know the product and I think it's a little bit, you know, if there's any problems with it, I will actually say. In the day, you know, I'm not gonna say no. I'm a pauper, okay? I might have a nice home and stuff like that. I live in a nice place. And, you know, but I've worked hard at it, and it was a wreck when we bought it. Paid 50 grand for it, that's all. And with all the land that we got. So, it was cheap. But we had a hole in the roof. Big, whopping great hole in the roof, and a cow in my kitchen. And I'm not kidding you. There was a cow in my kitchen when we arrived. Well, it was a complete renovation. No, I haven't lived it for 30 years, so you can imagine the state of it. It was disgusting. I mean, when we took all the ceilings out of our bedroom, we did vault and ceiling in our bedroom. Our bedroom's is ridiculously big. I mean, we should have really thought this through better, really, but it's huge. And we have walk-in wardrobes in our airing cupboards as part of my wardrobe and stuff like that as well. Then we've got a mezzanine in there as well. And it's just massive. We should have split into 2 rooms to be sensible, or made it a non-suite or something. I don't know. Could still do that actually. A lot of us don't have money. We don't have enough money left over. You know, we're a bit brassic at the time. Well, the varnish is looking healthy. That's a good sign. And first of all, what I'm going to do is, you say, I'll mix a little bit more than I need. I'll thin it down. So this first coat is going to be quite thin. And then what I'll do is I won't actually, whatever's left, okay, I'll actually, for the next coat, I'll just add a bit more into it. So I'll thicken it a little bit. And I'll just keep doing that until, yeah, we're basically whatever comes out of the tin. Well, actually, look at this. I'll probably end up thinning it down all the way, actually, to be honest, because it's reasonably, not syrupy, but it's there. Okay, now we're going to need a brush. I've got a bit of turpentine there. So it's saying here this is actually, I say it's white spirit, but they say it's turpentine. But we are in France after all, you know. I'm going to put about 10% in there, so a bit of a glug of white spirit in there. Do a little bit at a time. I'm not going to put that stick in there. I just realised I'm going to end up putting grey paint in it, so I need a new stick. Boom, 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 boom. Another reason to can the paint is then you don't add anything untoward into the tin. You don't want to do that, do you? There's a bit of splintery on in there, so I'll just cut that off. I don't want splintery ends. thud. That's it. That's good. All the little bits of stick we had there just gone into the fire. So this morning, because it was very damp and cold this morning, and to help get the damp out of the room, I put the fire on, and now I'm sweating like a good one. Right. Yeah, maybe a little bit more than that. I want it to soak right in. This shouldn't sit on the surface too much, if it makes any sense. It's just literally like treating it almost like a stain. It's not a stain, it's just like, I mean, a dye. Yeah, but it's behaved as such. I'm just water's down. So it'll be 7 coats on this. So it'll take a little bit of time to get the finish. But it's, you know, some people do 6, but I just do whatever my dad taught me years ago in little 7, whenever he did old boat building. Also, you got your polyurethane varnishes and that as well, don't you? You know, which are pretty good stuff. Yeah, that's about right. Thin, but not crazy thin. It's not like that thin. Not like that thin. It's just like that thin. So that's for the first coat. So I'm just going to go around some of these edges again. Now they're dried out properly. Make sure that they will lift on the first coat anyway. So when I put that on, I'll be a bit more there. That's pretty fine. I'll do. Now when I get to the final coats, I'll be using wet and dry. You know, you could just use certain like your grey paper. A fine coat of that, down to about 1,000 grit. But I'll use 1,200 wet and dry on my final coats. If I've got paint on my fingers, I know put it on it. Silly old me. There you go, it's gone. Yeah, just about. Let me grab a brush. I know where there's one that I might use. I'm not going to use my badge hair brushes and stuff like that because I don't have to clean them out. But I will be using a bristle brush. It's not in the best condition. This is a China bristle brush. It's got that at the barrel. I've been using it before, you see, so I know it's a good brush, but it's unfortunately it's got a bit bad hair day, like a bit like me. Oh, no, it's not. So I'm going to expect a few little lumps come off that. I'm not worried about the first coats. I'm just splashing, not splashing, I'm just slapping, that's it, slapping her. That I'm doing, yeah. Right. I'm not trying to create a finish with this, just so you remind you, all I'm doing is just seal it. You could use a sanding sealer, but means I'm starting doing, this brush is a bit worse for wear. It needs some TLC. I just literally took it out of that barrel that I had outside. But normally what I'll do is I'll put bands around it or wrap it. So what I'm going to do is back edge first, around here, just make sure I'm not worrying about the finish. And like I say, just get some on there. But then this is the underneath. You're not going to see it, are you? I'm just sealing it. So a coat on there, brushing this bits out of the brush, introducing a few more bits it looks like. Now what I tend to do is once the stock your brush starts pulling in the finish into the stock, I don't use turpentine for to clean my brushes out at that stage. I literally, tack rag's quite good at this stage, to be honest. It's like a sticky rag, get the dust. What I'll do is I'll leave it in there. If I wash the brush, I use hot water, not boiling water, but hotish water, hand hot water, and washing up liquid. Not washing up liquid, I mean like washing liquid off your clothes. It actually breaks down the varnish and what have you on the brush, but it leaves it in the stock. You don't want your stock to be dry really, because what happens is if the stock of the brush, which is this part of the brush, fills up with paint, it holds the bristles in. Help prevent you from actually losing your bristles. So all I'm doing is applying this sideways to start with, I know some people would use foams and stuff like that, but they're just I don't. As a bit of a greenie, I don't want to chuck everything away. You know, you can't clean those things. They're all throwaway. Everything's throwaway. And I don't like throwaway. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like environmental stuff. I'm a bit of an eco sort of like tree hugger, as you can probably tell. But the thing is, you see, I'm also a realist. If I'm going to make something that's going to live outside, I don't want to use something on it, a finish on it, a treatment on it. I know full well I ain't going to do. Cut the mustard. You scrub it a little bit. They've got a little bit of grey paint in it. That's just gone. No, I want it to last. And I haven't really come across much in the way of treatments that work that are bio or bio, what you call it. No, unfortunately. Otherwise, it's not quite cool, isn't it? You know, see the colours coming out of it, and that's literally from the treatment using the Ebonizing, using the vinegar and the iron filings. Strange idea, isn't it? But you're effectively converting the tannins in the wood into that black colour, darkening them. Depending on the wood, is how dark it goes depends on the wood. Now it works on a lot of deciduous timbers. That work on chestnut, or it goes a bit reddier with chestnut, but it does work. Oak is probably one of the best. If you don't like it, you can tone it down a bit if it's too dark for you, by using, you can neutralise it to a degree. Not a little bit, you can tone it down. There we are. Quite pleased with that. I think. Make sure. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit dusty or flexing. I'll try and get rid of it. There's no point in this stage because we could be sanding it again. You know. You don't want runs. It's what you don't want, like big globules built up on the edges because you got a little bit overzealous. That's what you don't want. Well, I don't. You might. It's not ideal because those areas are going to take a long while to dry. I mean, you start sanding them, you'll sand the tops of the. It's like a zit, or fluid inside. You know, see them and all that. Yeah, basically the top is all soft. Oh, it's disgusting. Bloody. There you go. All right. So this is easy, right? In the sense that this is, I just literally got to come off the end, sort of bring my brush off the end. It's easy. You know, if for instance, if you're within a frame, like for instance a door panel, what you would do, let me just demonstrate. All right, let's imagine there's a panel around it, a frame around this piece of wood, right? So you've got your coating, so you go both directions, in all directions, get your coating, make sure you're filling the grain. But what you do is just finalise all your coats, and you basically do all your strokes, all right, in one direction, to as best that you can, what have you, like so. But where it comes with the frame, what you do is you get your brush, not too wet with finish. You don't kind of, put a little more finish on it. You push it up against the actual moulding, and then you bring it across like so, lifting up like so. And then you do exactly the same in the opposite direction. Remember, you're within a frame. And you lift it up and bring it up like so. And that way, you won't have your stop and start brush strokes. And you repeat that right across your panel. Yeah? So, that's pretty much what you do. And if it's a frame, for instance, you're varnishing, you have to think about where the joins are, and you want to cut the bristle strokes off wherever there's a join in the wood. So, like for instance, if you've got a mid-rail and a stile, like so, you come across hair painting that mid-rail over the top of that stile, but then you finish off with the stile, cutting off those brush strokes off the end that you've created, yeah, on the mid-rail of the door, if it's a panel door, that is. So, I'm fairly happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's good. So I'm going to wash this brush out later, and I'm going to sort it out because, brushes get a memory, right? So if you've got a bristle gun over there somewhere, bad hair day and all that, you can actually put it back and you can put it back to how it was. Now, one way of doing it is Vaseline, petroleum jelly. All you've got to do is just go upstairs, all right, into your bedroom, side, the side cabinet and all that, and you'll find a big tub, usually on the missus side, of petroleum jelly, okay? Just in there. Leave the one that says KY on it. Just You know what I mean. Anyway, use that, whack a load of that on there, wrap it in a bit of cling film if you like, and what happens is it'll get a memory, and basically the brush will go back to how it was. You want to pinch it in just a little bit, I'll get Varnish from my hands now, just so it's in a bit, you don't go like that, right? You sort of bring it in a little bit so the bristles are all together, like so, and with a little bit of cling film and just leave it at that, and that'll it should gain a memory again. Now all these little bits here, you see it's all crap and paint on the stock bristles there. You can easily get rid of them, and you can do that with a bit of paint strip if you like, and then the wire brush, and they'll come off. Some of it just comes off anyway, just like across the bristles that way with a wire brush, such a little brass brush. The ideal brush is the one you use for suede shoes. Anyway, let's check the old chat, shall we? So I hope that was helpful. But I think it's looked quite cool. For first coat, remember, that's just one coat, and that's literally just a sailor coat. I think it's quite cool. So, hello, bird dog. Don't do politics on this channel. Sorry, you have to go to the other channel. No, not going there. I use spray guns. Yeah, I'm not in the environment there to use spray guns, really. I don't do enough finishing to warrant it for me. And also, I'd need a space for a booth, really. I used to do a lot of spraying, finishes and what have you, but I don't do it anymore. Oh, hang on, what are you talking about? Yeah, I use detergent to soak my brushes too. Oh, that's cool. It seems to work, doesn't it? And it breaks down the varnish. But yeah, what I find with the terps and stuff, it just takes everything out of the stock, and then your bristles get loose. So I'll try to prevent that best I can. I've had brushes for donkeys. These brushes there, this one I've been using, even though it might look a bit worse for wear, which is a Hamilton's. It's not good Hamilton's was Acorn. No, it's an Acorn. It's probably, 30 years old? Per bristle brush must be. As you can probably tell, it's been used a lot. So they last. But that one I ain't looked after properly. Do as I say, not necessarily as I do. That's what they're saying. I had to sand down and redo a table last week because some bristles fell into the final varnish. Oh, I hate that when that happens. Oh, blimey. Sometimes they're not actually falling out of the stock. Sometimes they just break. They snap, don't they? There's like fatigue in the bristle and they just fall off, which isn't very helpful, Nice to see you here, Custody Defender Protege. Well, that's a long handle you got there. Christian says, I switched to spray guns because of brush strokes. Spraying is far quicker in every sense. It really is, and you get fantastic finishes in that spray. I'm not going to deny that. But not everyone's got that the facility for spray. I don't do enough of that kind of finish. Most of my finish is oil, so I don't do a lot of varnish here anymore. So it just doesn't make sense for me to set up for it. I've got to fill with spray guns and stuff like that. I could do. And I've got bottom grade on the other side here, compressors and 200 litre cylinders and stuff. I'll probably a water separator. That would be a good idea. I haven't got that in there yet. But I could do it, but it's not worth it for me. If it's your thing, if it suits you, and you're getting on with it, why the hell not? There's nothing wrong with spraying. Just make sure you protect yourself. If it obviously goes airborne, doesn't it? Are you doing HVLP, or are you doing just straight off the air compressor? Because HVLP is flipping brilliant now. You don't get nowhere near as much overspray or orange peel. Crikey, the amount of cars I've sprayed in the driveway over the years. Oh my goodness. You generally have to do a little bit after work because you get flies stick to it. My first ever car, was a van, and it was a Morris Minor, okay? It was a Morris Minor van, 1976 ex-GPO, gasboard van. 1100cc, Morris Minor, A-series block. Brilliant thing it was. Absolutely, had it for years. I regret selling it, I really do. I love that thing. Anyway, I widened the track on it, the wheelbase. I lowered it. It was easy on the front. It's a Toshiba suspension. You just literally come off the splines and twist the old wishbone around a bit and load all the front. I put Colonel Bogey horns on it because it's just things I'm picking up. And because I was working for Lacey Electrical at the time, I was doing my electrical what's-its. Anyway, I had all these alarm box 12-volt strobes. I put 4 of them on the bottom of it as well. That's just ridiculous. It was fun, and it was bright pink. Bright flipping pink. And it had deep pan wheels and a V4 2-litre Corsair engine in the end. But it wasn't long after I did that, I actually got rid of it, unfortunately. I wish I kept it, though. But yeah, it was fun. I used to love that thing. Moggy Miner. Yeah, and I sprayed that basically. Done that in the driveway. I've done loads of vehicles like that. I don't know. Yeah. Nissan Patrol 3.3 litre, straight six. Sprayed that in the driveway. Never had enough. Never been a rich man, so it's like I've always done it myself. So if I don't do it myself, I didn't get done. So you learn. It's what you're doing. You make mistakes, make bodgers and stuff like that. Oh, crikey. Yeah, but you learn, don't you? I'm old enough to have made all my mistakes and learnt by them. I still make a few, as you do. You never stop learning, do you? I wish my cow would go in the kitchen. It wasn't meant to be there. Yeah. The house was a state, I'll tell you. But it is a nice place now. Take care, Mad Monk. Thank you for your help, my buddy. Didn't really go. It's fine. Black grey nice. I think it's all right. Those drawer handles, yuck. Is that the best you can do? It's a flipping work cabinet. It doesn't really matter. I want big flipping chunky handle I get my hands on that my cables don't get stuck on. I'm not trying to make them nice. It's a flipping workshop. Lasers. Yeah, I got my lasers. Right. Oh, great. I've got a lot of oak and maple burl. Oh, lovely. Trees on my property, says Commissioner. Yeah, we've got a lot of oak here. Oak, chestnut, lots of different willows, contorted, weepings, common, also flamingo, yeah, like shrimp tree. The ones with little pink tips on it. We're doing rewilding here, you see. We're planting loads and loads of trees. We've got a lot of mature trees here, but also we create a little woodland, yeah, for little animals and stuff. There is actually a link down below if you want to learn more about it. There's yeah, so that's what we're doing. Thanks for that, Mad Monk. I know you're not here at the moment, but I think the most dangerous tool in this workshop is himself. Probably. Oh, dear, you sod. Oh, nice one, Curtis. Thank you. Yeah, I have a bit of play, I just have a bit of play occasionally, I have to earn money as well. The channel doesn't exactly earn anything as such. There's a little tiny bit, it pays for the channel, I suppose. Allows me to share what I've learned over the years with people, and the mistakes I've made, and I learn off other people as well, People on the channel, I get some really good informative comments, which obviously helps me and helps other people as well, And I like to check these things out, so I think we should all be accepting to learn stuff, I don't always get it right. I'm first to admit it, You be a little bit humble, don't you, end of the day? Otherwise, you just... Well, also they say a man, or a person, you should say these days, a person who's never made a mistake, has never made anything at all. It's true. It is true, very much. So, and I just love the process, the process of making, the process of learning and sharing, and I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. And I enjoy doing this channel. I do have other channels as well, actually, which I don't enjoy quite as much. But this one I do actually enjoy because it's something I, actually, to be fair, my Rewilding channel I'm really keen on because obviously it's something that I'm interested in. The Earth Trifle channel I'm very much interested in. The Woodworking channel, definitely, I've got another one as well. I just started. It's called Fibre Man. And it's literally just a basic way of me logging how sort of dealing with my fibromyalgia, and it's because some days I get fine, some days I struggle. At the moment, I've got a lot of pain in my left arm. So that's the worst pain. I normally get hair down the muscles and into my shoulder, but then sometimes I get them in my legs. Sometimes I get across my chest. It just moves around the body, it seems, and it's quite frustrating. So anyone who suffers with fibromyalgia, I understand. And my voice I'm Norfolk, okay? So obviously my voice is a little bit odd anyway. But I've got a problem with my vocal cords and my larynx and the thyroid. And all sort to do with my fibromyalgia, my thyroid, hypoactive thyroid, which is one of the things they say can actually can bring on the fibromyalgia. Is the connection between the thyroxine, the hormone that the thyroid produces. The receptors in the body is not really, it's not accepting them. It's almost like insulin resistance, so to speak, but for the hormone from the thyroid. There's not a lot known about it, to be fair. It's just one of the things that you've got to live with it, haven't you? You can't be glum and miserable all your life. That's not who I am, I just want to be able to have a good time if I can, and if it means I've got to have a good time on medication. I just need another kind of medication. That's what I need. Yeah, even better time then. I've got to enjoy what you're doing. Oh, little Wally's laying out there again. I've got 3 dogs. I've got a Sebastian dog, and I can lay that on there. I think I'll lay it on top of there, top of the battens. Just let that do its thing out there. There you go. Like I say, we'll be rubbing down. It's quite important to rub down between coats. It's not just about the little bits of dust. It's also about levelling the finish, so you don't end up like that. Yeah, someone was saying earlier about brush strokes, and that way you basically get rid of them. But it's a process. Whereas obviously the spray finishes are fast. What is the one thing you wish you knew before you started woodworking? I'll tell you the one thing I wish I knew is to look after myself better. Seriously. Over the years, I've put myself in so many precarious positions. I've exposed myself to all sorts of toxins and my hands. Carpal tunnel syndrome. That has been an absolute nightmare. I've lost my fine motor skills in my hands. So I used to do a lot of modelling and stuff. These days I struggle. I find it a little bit hard. I drop things too regular. And that's just because I didn't look after myself. I use machines and tools and stuff. They're just pounding my hands constantly. Got a load of scar tissue in my old workers' hands, And as such, as the tendons swell, the nerves become restricted, and you get pins and needles in your hands when you're trying to sleep at night. Keeps you awake most of the night. And I have had the operation in both hands. Technically, I've no longer got carpal tunnel syndrome because I have actually had the test since. We take this electric shock treatment. They put these probes on you, right? And they put these give you shock treatment, and then they watch it on the scale. There, they can tell whether or not, from the response to the nerves, you see, because all these little needles in you, whether or not it's actually carpal tunnel syndrome or if it's just you other problems. So I haven't actually technically got carpal tunnel syndrome, but I have had the operation for it, and it's a blooming nightmare. Yeah, so that would be my main thing: health. I wish I looked after myself better, and also not allow myself to get so blooming fat. That as well. I didn't used to be, actually. This has been the last 10 years. I've put on loads of weight, slowly but surely. How do you keep the bugs out of the things you've made and the wood that you make things from? So you're talking about boring insects and stuff. Generally speaking, although I am a bit of a greenie, I will use certain chemicals if I have to, because there's a balance, I think. There's sometimes a little bit of something is better, the greater good. In other words, I don't want to have to replace things early and make another one, which then obviously is more costly to the environment than actually making the thing last longer in the first place. So I think there's a balance. So things I use oil finishes mostly. If it's something that's going to be outside, or I'll use hair, I'd use something like glygypsopine, which is a water-based pesticide that you can use. It's got a 20-year guarantee on it. That stuff is actually pretty good, but you don't want to inhale it. It's not bio or anything. I mean, it's not environmentally friendly. In the UK, what I used to do when I used to paint anything, if it was coloured finish, I would use permeable type paint. But first of all, before I put anything on there, I'd use a clear cuprinol. Wixers do one as well, actually. But a clear cuprinol. That to dry properly. Thin my coats down to start with, my undercoats and stuff, primer coats, and then finish off with my top coats. and then it lasts flipping ages, you know. And you're not going to get any rot or pest damage. I live in a barn. Well, not a barn. I live in a farmhouse. With this here is actually a barn. So I'll show you. Right, give you a bit more of an idea. So much work got to be done still. You know, we ain't finished the house yet. But we've got a barn over there which needs roof finishing. We've got our little house over there. All right, that's our house. And then we've got the attached barn, which is the garage. And then we've got the barn, which we're in at the moment, which is the workshop. And then I've got the other workshop there. So we've got 1, 2, 3 workshops. And then there, Mrs. She's busy out there in the garden. Is that what you're doing? Are you doing the garden? You look hot, bothered and sweaty. And tired. Is it hard work out there in that heat?
Yeah, it's really humid and muggy.
Yeah. It is a bit. Wally keeps coming in the workshop. He's in the workshop now. So, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you've got to do things that you don't necessarily like. Sometimes if it's going to be something like posts in the ground or anything like that, I would literally burn the ends of the posts, because that literally, the carbon stops them wanting to bore the last ages. A bit of oak, burn the ends and then stick it in the ground and that'll last. But if you're talking about wood boring beetle, it's actually a woodworm. I don't think you've got a lot of choice about chemicals, really, unfortunately. And if it's small enough, right, and you can get it in a freezer, put it in the freezer. Seriously. If it's just a domestic freezer, it might need to be in there for at least a week. But what happens is the fluid in the bugs, usually the larvae, will swell up, and they just basically blow up inside. They die. So yeah, that's how they do in a museum service. But some works for museum service, and they've got industrial walk-in freezers that they use for. It's huge. It's as big as this workshop. You know, they put big bits of furniture in there, put farm carts or something. Put anything in there, and it just literally just kills whatever's in there within a couple of days. That's what they do in the museum service. Obviously, the same things you can't put in there. Obviously, yeah. I know what's right though. Anyway, I'm going to call it because I need to get on the work. That I do. So thanks for joining us. And also my battery's about to run out. And people they're disappearing. So anyway, it's time for me to go. Say toodaloo, you know. Check the channel out, what have you. There's loads of videos on there of me doing stupid stuff. And also I'll be going live again very soon. Might even be tomorrow. Toodaloo.